Crafted at a delicious value you can't resist. So whether you're packing lunches, firing up the grill, or planning weeknight dinners, choose the trusted recipes of Black Bear. Black Bear, delicious made simple. Available exclusively at ShopRite.
Taking a Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. Experience the thrill of the Optic, the smooth exhilaration of the all-electric Lyriq, or the spacious Escalade or Escalade IQ. Discover which Cadillac is right for you. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The Yankees are hitting the road. This road trip is brought to you by AC Delco. Parts you can trust. Genuine AC Delco parts are available at Parts Authority Auto Parts Superstores, where the answer is yes.
Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. We'll be back after this on WFAN Yankees Radio. And we're back here at Yankee Stadium. Defensive alignment sponsored by Travel Guard. Prepare for the unexpected with a Travel Guard insurance plan. When the Yankees take their positions in the field in just a couple of minutes, it's Dominguez, Bellinger, and Judge left to right in your outfield. Peraza at third, Volpe at short, Jazz at second, Goldschmidt is at first. Behind the plate is Austin Wells. And on the mound, the Major League debut of 24-year-old Cam Schlittler. Upper 90s fastball, a great cutter, which he started this year. And you heard the scout Matt Hyde say it's become his second-best pitch. He's got an elite fastball. It can go anywhere from 95 to 98, but it really rides and really moves. Also has a change, a split change, and a great curve and a sweeper. So they all do right now. And now it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by Audi. Experience the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. Well, to see what Cam Schlittler can do, the 24-year-old brought up here. Don't forget, a year ago at this time, he was at Hudson Valley in high A, so he has really rocketed through. Dave and I did a couple of his games at the end of spring training, and he was pretty impressive.
Game time! Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your game day essentials. Whether you're grilling up hot dogs or snacking on peanuts and popcorn, Key Food has you covered with a selection that never strikes out. Plus, as a proud sponsor of New York Yankees Radio, Key Food and their family of supermarkets brings every thrilling moment straight to you. Key Food. The difference is key.
And we're back here at Yankee Stadium. The umpires are on the field, and all the lineups have been exchanged. Mark Riviger will be behind the plate tonight. Nick Lenz is at first. Jacob Metz is at second. And the crew chief is the veteran Vic Carapazza. Once again, it'll be Dominguez, Bellinger, and Judge left to right in your outfield. Peraza, Volpe, Jazz, and Goldschmidt around the horn. Austin Wells behind the plate, and all kinds of cameras are out in front waiting for the Major League debut. Have him run out of the dugout of 24-year-old Cam Schlittler, his Major League debut. He's got a shot here. Because this spot is Clark Schmidt's spot, and he's not coming back this year. So, by the way, Clark Schmidt will be going down to Dallas to have pre-op, or he's already there having pre-op, and I guess Dr. Keith Meister is going to do the operation. He is the guy that's in Dallas, Keith Meister, the doctor. So that will happen sometime this week. I think they said he's down there today for pre-op, and we'll have it down there. So there is a spot here for someone, and Brian Cashman said during his press conference that he's looking for a few things. Whether he can get them done or not, they don't know. And that will be a third baseman upgrade, starting pitching, and bullpen, because now Mark Leiter is down with that stress fracture in his fibula. I want to talk about that as that game goes on, too, about Mark and what happened there. But there are places that, Cam Schlittler could have a job here. I don't know what happens after tonight. You got the All-Star break coming up to send him back, because the All-Star break for the minor leagues is different than the Yankees one. So we'll see what happens. But first, he has to get through today. This is kind of exciting when someone is making a Major League debut. And as Dave, I had said that it's so baseball that this 24-year-old is making his Major League debut on the same day when 36-year-old DJ LeMahieu is designated for assignment because they just don't think he can play anymore.
Right. They they come and they go, and it's a shame. DJ, wonderful service here with the Yankees during his time here. And as Cash said, they gave him a runway for 2 years.
Yeah, they did.
So I'd like to think that DJ's not going to have too much bitterness towards the ball club, plus not to mention he's still got a lot of cash coming his way.
I think he understood. All right, Cam Schlittler has led the team out onto the field. 24 years old. He's wearing number 31 on that. So kind of interesting. They gave him a good number. No 90s, no 80s. Number 31. That's Aaron Hicks's old uniform, if you're wondering. This is the last person.
Oh, who was the Hispanic pitcher?
He was the Yankees minor league pitcher of the year last year. This year in the minors, two different places, 6-6, 2.82 ERA, 99 strikeouts in 76 2/3 innings. Big fastball, an elite fastball. I'm not saying 100. Usually he sits around 95, 96. I don't know. I'm sure he's going to be a little excited and a little amped up tonight. They taught him a cutter this year, and the guys were saying that it is turned out to be his best pitch, so we're going to see that. We didn't see a lot of it at spring training. Has a really good curveball, has a terrific sweeper, and he's got a changeup, which is a split change, which is a splitter with a changeup grip, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see. His dad is here. His dad is the chief of police of a city in outside of Boston called Needham. And, of course, Matt Hyde, the scout that we talked to, and Mike Glavin, who is Tom's baby brother, who is the coach at Northeastern University, and they have built some program there in the Northeast. So a lot of people here from Massachusetts to see Cam Schlittler. So I think this is kind of exciting.
Oh, it is, no question about it. And I talked to Mike Glavin before the game, man. Is he fired up, the coach? And we'll run down some of the things that he talked about.
And we're coming to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. And as J.P. Crawford steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the new voice of the New York Yankees. Here is Dave Sims.
All right, thank you, Susan. Go time here at Yankee Stadium. Best address in baseball. J.P. Crawford to lead it off for the Mariners. Hitting at 286, 6 homers, and 31 runs batted in. What must be going through the mind? Cam Schlittler. Here at 7:10 Eastern in New York. He goes into the wind, and the first pitch by the big right-hander is up high, ball one, and that's the first pitch. They should throw that ball back to the dugout. Ball one.
97-mile-an-hour fastball tried to hit the upper corner, just missed. Taking some deep breaths there. He's allowed.
Goes into the wind, next pitch. Down low, fastball, 2-0. J.P. Crawford, shortstop. For the Mariners, went 2 for 5 in last night's game. A 10-3 win by the Mariners. Of course, wearing number 31. Dave Winfield, of course, one of many who wore 31. Yankee uniform. 2-0 pitch here to JP, left-hand hitter. And breaking ball in there for a strike. That's the first strike he's thrown in his big league career.
And nice applause. The fans know what's going on.
Like a lot of the new players, he's wearing the pants just below the knee with a lot of blue sock. No stirrups. And that next pitch misses down low. It's a breaking ball, 3-1.
7th-round draft pick in the 2022 draft. Number 10 Yankees prospect, 2024 Pitcher of the Year in the Yankees organization.
3-1 pitch, swing on, slice foul, left side. And like I said, we saw him. We did 7 games in spring training. I think we saw him 4 times.
I think we saw him 4 times. But we were at the end of spring training, so he was pitching against real lineups.
Absolutely.
That Phillies lineup he picked.
Well, he saw the big boys. He saw everybody but Harper, I think.
Yeah.
Here comes the 3-2 to J.P. Crawford. And check swing. Pitch was high and away. Check down to third base, Vic Carapazza. They said he did not go, so he walks the first batter he faces in the big leagues.
All right, and that got to get him a little under control here. That fastball was 100 miles an hour. That was the first walk of the game, brought to you by Route 22 Toyota. Why walk when you could be driving a new Toyota? Route22Toyota.com.
Well, here's Julio Rodriguez. 247, 11 homers, and 44 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter. He went 1 for 4 last night. Takes a pitch on the corner for a strike. So for both of these teams, they will see these starting pitchers for the very first time. Emmons has made a few starts, but this is the first for Cam. Here's the 0-1 to Rodriguez. Breaking ball, swing on. Popped up. Right center field. Here's Bellinger taking control out there, and Bellinger makes the catch high above his cap, 1 out.
Yeah, he wasn't in Seattle when we were out there, right?
Correct. Yeah, he came up when we saw Emerson Hancock get knocked around, and they sent him back. Remember, that was the game, third time around, and just the gates, the dam just broke.
You know, and I thought that was interesting also because Emerson Hancock is not a typical Jerry Dipoto starter. Because all Seattle starters all throw 100 miles an hour. Love that fastball. This guy, I guess, throws hard too, right?
We're going to find out. I believe he does. Here comes Cal Raleigh having a wonderful year. 36 home runs, the most. And he swings and fouls one back, most by a Seattle Mariner. And before the break, breaking a record set by Ken Griffey Jr. with 35 back in 1998. Junior owned that record.
Isn't that something? He broke Junior's record, huh?
Yeah. Go back and look at Junior's numbers. They're crazy good. 0-1 to Cal batting lefty, and he fouls one back. He had a home run last night off the facing of the second deck down the line.
I don't think it would be an understatement to say that Cal Raleigh and Ken Griffey Jr. have opposite personalities.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to walk away from Junior sometimes, and he'll be talking when he come back. And Cal, you got to keep prodding him almost. Good, 2 really good guys. Next pitch down low, and he had a little media session before the game, and somebody asked him something about, what's it like having to do all this media? I don't really like it.
He's so quiet. He almost is shy sometimes. Cal, he just is quiet.
He does a great job controlling and handling this pitching staff. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. In there for Cam Schlittler. His first strikeout victim as a big leaguer is the great Cal Raleigh.
And it's 100 miles an hour. That was 100 mile an hour, and he got the ball instead of standing. And Austin Wells told him, throw it into the dugout. First struck out of the game is presented by Weichert Realtors. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weichert.com.
Randy Arozarena, 246, 14 homers, and 42 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter. Infield playing straight up after playing for a pull for Cal Raleigh. Looks at the breaking ball for strike. Arozarena last night 0 for 4. A couple of strikeouts, a line out, reached on a fielder's choice. So Cam Schlittler, 2 outs here in his major league debut. Breaking ball outside. Mike Glavin said, yeah, it's so exciting just to see him up here. I think it adds a new layer, a different layer, that it's at Yankee Stadium and all the history and everything. Really happy for him. Really worked hard. He's come a long way, and I'm excited to see him pitch. 1-1 from Schlittler. Swing and a slider.
Oh, my.
And a miss.
You know, if he keeps throwing 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, we're all going to be excited to see him. He struck out Cal Raleigh on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and I'm not quite sure there's anyone in the rotation or that pen that's thrown 100 miles an hour all year. 1-2,
2 out. And a pitch to Arozarena. Swung on and fouled straight back. That was at 99, a four-seamer.
And it's an easy... It sounds stupid to say, an easy 100, but he's not grunting. He's not doing max effort. He's just...
Very fluid.
Very, very fluid.
You'll see the same thing tomorrow night from Brian Wu. Throws a very easy 98-99.
It's tough, that one. Sure is.
Then at first, J.P. Crawford, 1-2 pitch from Schlittler. Throw over to first. J.P. just back. He's only about a foot and a half off the bag. He's not a base stealer. So 1-2 here to Arozarena. Just underway here at the stadium. Schlittler turns to look at the runner at first. He comes set. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. That's a debut, everybody. Couple of strikeouts. One looking, one swinging. Great start to his Yankee career. Cam Schlittler, welcome to the show. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. We go bottom one. No score. It's the Mariners, nothing.
Here we go. This is a classic road jersey for Boston. This is the first uniform I put on when I came with Boston. When you see those two socks together, that's one thing I know I had to do. I had to make sure I had my red socks high, okay? My two red socks, because, you know, there's two here.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
So hurry in today and blast one out of the park. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Fans, Baby Ruth is the official candy bar of the New York Yankees. And this season, you can enjoy the deliciousness of high-quality dry-roasted peanuts, rich caramel, and smooth nougat. So get your hands on the fan-favorite Baby Ruth bar at your local 7-Eleven.
The Yankees are planning for their big run in October. Now, for companies still on Windows 10, in October, your support will run out. Main Tech is a trusted IT infrastructure services provider that can help you migrate to Windows 11, whether you have 50 users or 50,000. Enjoy the enhanced security and new features of Windows 11, backed by Main Tech's 50 years of expertise, making your transition to Windows 11 or any migration as smooth as a slide in a home plate. Download their free Windows upgrade checklist at maintech.com. That's maintech.com. Well, here we go. Logan Evans' first pitch to Jason Dominguez from the right-hander. Here it comes. And it's down low, ball one.
Barnes Firm reminds you this copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Breaking ball to Dominguez. Missed outside, 2-0.
If you're injured, one call to make, and that's to the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys, 1-800-8-million for a free case evaluation.
Dominguez 0 for 5 in last night's 10-3 Yankee win over these Mariners. Next pitch, a breaking ball in there for a strike. How about Evans? How did he get out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and wind up at Penn State and then Pitt? Very interesting. Breaking ball swing on, hammered foul. Pull shot right side, ricochets all the way out to the right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Well, that's unusual. See a big 6'4", 215-pound right-hander get out of Ann Arbor, home of the University of Michigan, and then he goes to Penn State and transfers to Pitt. 2-2. Breaking ball, hit up the middle. And it's a base hit into center field by Jason Dominguez. Good start for him. He came in with a .262 batting average, 8 homers, and 33 runs batted in.
And I kind of liking him at the top of the order.
Here's Aaron Judge. Exchanging pleasantries with Cal Raleigh. Cal said he talked a lot to, he's spoken to Aaron Judge. Just hi, how are you? And I do wear his the sock brand that he uses.
Oh, those are great socks.
That's what I heard. He was Cal. For him, it was a big rave.
Interesting.
His first pitch to Judge way outside, ball one. Yeah, he says I use Judge's tall order socks.
Tall order socks.
Said he's a great guy. Dominguez, a base-stealing threat, 14 out of 15. 1-0 to Judge. Outside again. 2-0.
Do you want to know what's different about those socks? Because I have a pair. On the bottom, they've got, the things that you sometimes see on socks, so they're non-skid, that you can walk. There's something about how they're made that they...
2-0 pitch in there for strike, off-speed pitch, a cutter.
They create a layer between your foot and the shoe and the socks, so you get more air in. I've learned all about this with those socks.
Well thought out.
And that
well thought out for sure. Here's a 2-1 to Judge. And a pitch outside, 3-1. Judge, as you know, number 1 in 10 categories. Cal Raleigh is second to him in 7 of those categories. Got a Baseball Reference. Most of the numbers are all black, and yes, showing a picture of the Mariner dugout and everybody, all the guys up on the rail on the bench. There's pitch. Missed outside on a 3-1 pitch and a breaking ball. So the Yankees have a couple men aboard to get this thing going here.
Yeah, and, Logan Evans, he's also 24 years old.
I'll bring up Cody Bellinger, and Cody's having a nice run. And, again, I'm not going to forget the catch and throw he made, the double play.
Oh, boy.
At Citi Field on Sunday, one of the best plays I've ever seen an outfielder make. And Paul Goldschmidt couldn't say enough about the throw. It was just absolutely perfect.
He also saved that game.
Oh, no doubt. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Belly hitting 278, 13 home runs, 47 runs batted in. He's a center fielder. Centers Healthcare would like to remind you that they're not just care, they're care that moves you. CentersHealthCare.com. Nobody out. 2-1. Pitch to Belly. Swing on, bounce to the right side. Past the diving first baseman Luke Raley. Here comes Dominguez. He's flying. He's going to score without a throw. Standing up. It's 1-0 Yankees. Cody Bellinger again coming through with a big knock for the pinstriper.
And he is on a tear, and that was on the outside part of the plate, and he actually pulled that. He probably would have rather go to the opposite field like that, but he did. He was fooled on it a little bit, still got it through a seeing eye, hit through the right side of the infield as he pulled it. Dominguez, we forget sometimes how fast he is.
Oh, I'm well aware now after watching. I tell you, the first few times he caught me, now I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But he's exceptionally fast. RBI for Bellinger is 48th. Here's Giancarlo Stanton.
And now 14-game hit streak.
Stanton hit his first home run here at the stadium for this season. And it was a monster shot, right center field. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Bellinger, and we have seen this. A lot of players will say, I don't care where they play me. It doesn't matter as long as I... He really means it.
Oh, yeah.
And if he hasn't played it for a while, like left field, he said, it's a great challenge. He loves it.
Breaking ball had Stanton flinching, took it for a strike, 0-2. Now, this is the first look these guys do. The Yankees are getting it. Logan Evans, who comes in with the 3-2 record. 8 starts. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, hit to the right center field. He hung a breaking ball, paid for it. Here comes Judge. He's rounding third. He's going to score. And going to third is Bellinger. 2-0 Yankees on an RBI single by Giancarlo Stanton.
And Giancarlo again through the right side of the infield. That was a little bit higher. That was a line shot instead of a grounder. And we've got a great shot here of Aaron Judge talking to Paul Goldschmidt about what this kid is doing. That is one of the things that I love that when I see that. He just came in and he went right over to Goldschmidt and is explaining something. This is how, what we saw on the films, that isn't what's happening. This is what's happening.
Stanton got a breaking ball that was a hanger, and he got to it nicely and just hit it the other way and hit it hard. Cal Raleigh out on the mound to talk to Logan Evans. 3-2 record at 2.96 ERA. And at AAA, he went 9.
So a quick conference on the mound to settle down Logan Evans. So here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. He's an all-star. 30 games since coming off the IL, hitting .309 with a .975 OPS.
And a ticket to the All-Star game because of that, huh?
Yep. Grounded. Young makes the throw to first. Scoring is Bellinger. An RBI for Chisholm, his 40th of the year. It's 3-0 Yanks as Stan advances to second.
Well, Young decided just to get the sure out that when Stanton has to jump over this ball and then not be able to run 100%, could have taken a chance to get the lead runner at second base, but did not. Kind of had to hesitate there. Yeah, he's got plenty of time if he wants to pivot and get the out at second base.
Goldschmidt swings and misses. 3-hit game last night, his 8th 3-hit game of the season, hitting .290. Crawford gets the ball to first for out number 2, moving to third is Stanton. And here's Wells. So Wells with home runs in his last 3 games has 14 and 50. He's on pace for 25 home runs and 89 ribbies. Missed outside, 1-0. One on Wells. Two and 1. So Evans struggling here in the first. 3 runs already in, runner at third. Fly ball, right side, Canzone comes on, Canzone makes the play, and that'll do it. The Yankees get 3 runs, and they lead 1.
Like build this for them and spend the last year of coming up with this concept and getting it off the ground and getting everybody here. Like, it just feels really good to have everybody coming and experiencing the thing that we've been working so hard on. To be able to like take the experiences of Comic-Con and add that to a card show just is really fulfilling, because as somebody who grew up going to card shows and still goes to the same card show in the same church basement in Trumbull, Connecticut every month, like, it's great. Card shows are amazing, but to be able to add all of this experience is what makes this great.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
A lot of steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
First inning for Cam Schlittler. He gets 3 runs and also pitched well in the top of the inning.
Yeah, after the walk, all of a sudden he found the plate and he found a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. But to get him there, and there's some family members. Wow, what a thrill, huh?
Now, our very own Connor Foley came up with the stat, which is great. Coming into tonight, the Yankees' fastest pitch of the season was 98.5 miles per hour by Yerry De Los Santos. Schlittler threw 6 pitches in the first inning that were faster than that.
Mm-hmm. Adrenaline does wonderful things for you, Michael.
But I know you worked hard on your scouting report, and you said he's like 96 to 98 anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's usually goes from 96 to 99, but, you know, when you're in the Bronx, you go to 100 just for fun. There's Really impressed after that walk to Crawford that Wells kind of settled him down by going to some breaking stuff. Got him over to the plate and then went back to the fastball to get a couple strikeouts.
Two and one on Polanco.
So that's what you look like when you're 24, Michael. It's been so long I forget, huh?
Yeah.
You too?
It's 40 years ago for me.
Yeah.
Two and two. He pitched well in all levels of the minors, the two levels he pitched in, but he didn't pitch well on his last time out. And it's strange that's when he gets called up. And he got called up out of necessity with the Clark Schmidt injury, and this is an opportunity for him to grab by the throat and run with it now. Brian Cashman said before the game he's looking to acquire a starter, but if Schlittler does a good job, maybe that takes one item off the to-do list.
Yeah, you look at going forward, and you've got these last games, then you've got the break, and then you come out of the break, where everybody's rested, so you might not need him for another start for a while, but still, if he makes an impression here, then he's going to get some more opportunities.
So second walk, and here's Luke Raley. Polanco at first, nobody out. Yankees lead 3-0. This could be two. There's one. And there's two.
Boy, what a big pick-me-up. Both innings started with a walk. Then he went to the strikeouts here. Double play ball. If you look at Schlittler's reaction after this, it was just like put his head down and like, yes, I need this. Just get me through 3 or 4 where I can get somewhat comfortable.
Very good hands there by Chisholm because that ball rolled up onto his wrist and he stayed with it and fired a strike to Volpe. Canzone takes high. One and one. Now 1-2 on Canzone. Last 15 games, Canzone a .319 hitter. 5 home runs and 5 ribbies, so 5 solo shots. He has 6 on the year and just 9 ribbies. And big righty rocks and deals. Ben Williamson on deck. Chop, third base. Peraza has no play. It's an infield single for Canzone.
So you've seen a lot of times fielders just throw the ball because they feel they need. If you don't have a play, the best thing you can do is do what Peraza did right there. Just hand it back to the pitcher. Don't throw it away. Give him an extra base. Sometimes balls are just in between where you don't have a play.
Ben Williamson. And there's a strike. Pretty steady, easy, 97, 98. Very smooth. Doesn't seem like he's exerting himself, overthrowing. Coming out of his hand well. Boy, Wells has been taking a beating back there the last couple of games. And you can see the home plate umpire giving him some time. Canzone kind of crawls back. One, two.
Well, you saw a slide step there. Every once in a while, with that big of a frame, 6'6", you're going to have to do that to kind of confuse the runner at first base. A high leg kick from the stretch, very easy to steal on, but that was a good one right there with the slide step.
Slider at 93 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's. And again, like you said, it doesn't look like he's overthrowing to the point trying to get 100% velocity every pitch.
Slider gets him. Williamson down on strikes. Third strikeout for Schlittler. We go to the bottom of the second.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
That's why you're asking the question, understandably so. And yet, he's like this. It doesn't stick to him. It's turn the page, and he's focused on tonight's game. And I do have belief and optimism that he obviously will impact us in a really positive way on both sides of the ball. He's our shortstop.
Fly ball right field, Canzone back, turns, looks, it's off the wall. He'll fire into second, Volpe going for two, and he's out. Almost hit the ball out, hit it so hard, came off the wall, fielded beautifully by Canzone and cut him down trying to go for two.
Yeah, he got a great carry him off the wall, came right back to him. But, if you're Anthony Volpe, early in the game, you assume something off the wall, they're going to have to make a perfect throw, but he got a perfect carry and a perfect throw. Clearly out.
Here's Peraza, and that one is lined to right field. Canzone right there. Two away for Volpe. You're going to take that. Obviously, he takes the ball the other way where he does well. In his last 22 games, Paul, he's hitting 115.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good swing. The ball down and away. Again, just a bad break on his part because the ball just ricocheted right back to Canzone out in right field.
There's Jason Dominguez. 1-0.
Any kind of angle, anything to the left or right of him, and he was able to just bare hand that and heave it right to second base.
Fly ball right field on the run. Canzone, he can't make the play. And it goes to the wall. Dominguez with a double. He is 2 for 2.
I'll tell you what, you got 2 outs and a man on second, but you've had 3 balls just hit right on the screws from the Yankees this inning. A little spinning slider right there, and he just absolutely crushes it. Canzone gives it it just got beat to the ball.
We're showing that replay because we know you like to see him run.
You know what? I'm not even talking when he's running, so I can just enjoy it.
Well, getting the double means that they intentionally walk Judge. Dan Wilson, the manager of Seattle, said, I'll take my chance with Cody Bellinger.
Well, if you look at the averages from the players behind Judge when he's intentionally walked, it's been pretty good this year.
That's the 24th intentional walk for Aaron Judge. Blocked by Raleigh, who won a platinum glove last year for the best defender in the league. So that breaks the tie head with Mickey Mantle for the most intentional walks by a Yankee in a single season. Now, they started keeping that stat in 1955, so we don't know what happened with Babe and Lou and Joe D. But as of 55, now Judge has surpassed Mantle. The pitch outside. Ground ball. Raleigh steps on the bag, and the strategy pays off. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. We'll go to the third. 3-0 Yanks. Baseball is taking over Atlanta with the game's biggest event. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then catch the 95th Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. That's July 15th, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be on Fox. 3-0 Yankees over the Seattle Mariners. Will be 9-1-2 in the Seattle order against Cam Schlittler. Starting off with Cole Young. One and 0. Cole Young is just 21 years old. Made his Major League debut on May 31st.
Yeah, that's not right, Michael. When you add these two guys up, we still got like 20 years on them. Huh?
Not what you want.
Beats the alternative.
Yeah. One and 2. 3 strikeouts so far for the youngster making his Major League debut. And you see the Major League debut patch on the right sleeve. Strike 3. 98 at the knees. Strikeout number 4.
Yeah, oddly enough, he's been up in the strike zone with his fastball a lot, and that's why Young just couldn't pull the trigger. That ball down. Looks like he comes around that fastball just enough to get just a little movement into lefties.
Here's Crawford. One and 0. Crawford walked in the first inning. Schlittler went to Northeastern, and the head coach at Northeastern while he was there, Mike Glavin, yes, that's Tom's brother. Fly ball down the right field line. That ball is gone into the short porch. Crawford hits one out, and it's 3-1 Yanks.
Well, we were talking last night about how the spinning breaking balls with little movement are ending up in the seats. Well, we saw another one here. Tried to throw that little slider in off the plate, and it just kind of stood right there for Crawford.
And that's their celebration with the trident. They carried down the length of the dugout. 7th home run for Crawford. Here's Julio Rodriguez. And a strike.
You see around the ball, this is supposed to end up under his hands, and it just is spinning there, just sitting there saying, hit me.
Oh and 2.
Somebody needs to tell Cam Schlittler that this happens in Yankee Stadium once in a while. Just keep going, find the strike zone, don't be scared away from it, and that's what he did. He bounced back with a strikeout to Rodriguez.
5th strikeout.
Kind of a back-up breaking ball up out of the strike zone.
Kind of hoping, and nah. Not happy with the pitch, and obviously the result. Raleigh fouls it away. Popped up on the left side. Volpe says, I'll take it, and he does, and that'll do it. So Crawford with the home run puts Seattle on the board, but it's 3-1 Yanks.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Hall of Fame boxing legend Manny Pacquiao and welterweight world champion Mario Barrios square off in a can't-miss showdown live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Stanton leads off the bottom of the third. It's 3-1 Yankees. And a strike. Stanton with a hard RBI single to right field in the first inning, picking up his 11th ribby. Oh and 2. Well, the Yankees can look up on the board and see that Toronto's 10-game winning streak was snapped today. They lost to the White Sox 2-1. A chance to gain a game in the East. Right now, the lead is 3. The Yankees can win. It'll go down to 2.5. Strike 3. Stanton down looking.
After a couple breaking balls away, then you start that two-seamer off the plate and run it back to the outside corner. Very confusing for the hitter to cover both.
Here is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Jazz Chisholm has said that he'd be more than willing to participate in the home run derby. It looks like the field is filled at this point. 15 home runs for Jazz, and he missed a lot of time with that injury, too. So quickly down in the count 0-2. He had an RBI ground out in the first, so 40 ribbies for him and 15 home runs. One and 2. Two and 2 on Chisholm. So barring anything unforeseen, Chisholm is the second baseman for the Yankees moving forward, and at this point, looks like it'll be Peraza, maybe Bebas sometimes, and every now and then J.C. Escara at third base. But Brian Cashman was forthright in talking to the media before the game. He's looking for third baseman. He's looking for a starter. He's looking for a couple of relievers. High drive, center field. Rodriguez back. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. Into Monument Park. A solo shot for Chisholm. 4-1 Yanks.
Well, you're talking about a home run derby. Why not do it during the game? Your 16th of the year, 40th RBI. You talk about he missed a lot of time. I mean, he has got a lot of power for now a little second baseman, right, Mike?
A lot of home runs out of a second baseman. 16. Think he has fun playing?
No, he doesn't enjoy the game at all.
There's a strike to Goldschmidt. We have not seen him bite Pat Rossler of late.
I'll tell you, a ball away, and he disconnects with it and goes dead center field. Two-seamer running away. Don't try to pull it, just go with it. And he went with it a long way.
That's his 6th home run in the last 12 games. Jumps up and hits Goldschmidt, so foul ball. Bottom of the third, 4-1 Yankees, 4 runs, 6 hits for the Bombers, 1-2-0 for Seattle. So strange. Yankees had 10 runs yesterday. They have 4 runs today. Seattle came in with a franchise record 33 innings scoreless streak. 3 straight games in Pittsburgh, they did not allow a run. But things changed after that rain delay, Paul.
Yeah, there was no doubt. At the bottom of the 5th, it was 0-0. Next thing you know, a couple innings, and they had 10 runs on the board.
So that home run by Chisholm, the 144th of the year for the Yankees. Coming into today, they led Major League Baseball. Dodgers had 142. High pop-up on the right side. Luke Raley puts it away to retire Goldschmidt. 2 down. And that brings up Austin Wells. Fly ball, shallow right center, long run, and Rodriguez hauls it in for the final out. But the Yankees had a run by that man, Jazz Chisholm. Nice, easy 70% swing. It's 100% home run into Monument Park. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Briella from Toms River, New Jersey, who was born last week and is one of the newest Yankee fans. You know what? I believe she is. Pretty young fan. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media. Reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game.
She's a righty, Michael. The baseball's on the right side.
We go to the fourth inning. Major League debut of Cam Schlittler. 5 strikeouts, 2 hits, 1 run. Line to right field. Judge right there. 1 pitch, 1 out to retire Rosarena. You know, in baseball, so many people come from different backgrounds, different places, but the one thing they all have in common is that first game. Mm-hmm. They all have been there, done that. They know exactly what's going through that person's mind. You went through it. It must be a thrill, and it must be so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I mean, you never forget it. I mean, you can talk to me about the game, the day it happened, and you know, it's a little bit different from a pitcher, obviously, than a player. You're waiting for your first at bat. You're trying to make a play. Where a pitcher, you know, you're involved in pretty much every play of the game because you know when you're on the mound.
So your first game was as a pinch hitter, right?
Mm-hmm. In St. Louis.
And you got a hit. Got it right out of the way.
I did. Should have had a double, Michael, but my legs wouldn't work. Could only run to first.
When David Combs told us, like, he was running in from the bullpen, he felt like he was underwater. His legs felt so heavy. I mean, some get here sooner. Some take a long time. But they've all made that journey, that road to this point where they dreamed as a little kid, this is what I want to do. And it's a dream realized. Even if it's a short stay. Mm-hmm. How many people could say that they played Major League Baseball? (1-0), 2-0.
See, Wells trying to mix in that overhand curveball now. He's been pretty much fastball slider. Now trying to add that in as you get a little deeper into the game.
Drilled deep to right field. Fair ball, it's gone. It is gone. A home run for Polanco. And the Yankees lead 4-2. Long home run.
Well, Michael, that almost hurt the sign out there. I mean, right down the line from our angle, couldn't tell, but Polanco's 13th of the year, and that was a long one. And with the fastball after he had missed with the curveball. You see, it was supposed to be kind of away. You see Austin Wells kind of reaching across. But inside the foul pole, way up in the second deck.
And a strike to Raleigh. Drops a curveball in for a strike. Raleigh wrapped into a 4-6-3 double play in the second. We're in the fourth. It's 4-2 Yankees. Popped up left side. Peraza drifts over, foul territory, puts it away.
What's impressive, Michael, is after both home runs, it's not like he got scared out of the strike zone. And last time J.P. Crawford home run, struck out Rodriguez, then you have another home run, and then you get a big out. So, you know, you give up a home run, get another baseball, get back to the strike zone.
There's Dominic Canzone, infield single to third in the second. That one's popped up. Again, Peraza moves toward the stands, but it's about 4 rows back. Grounded to first, backing up Goldschmidt, makes the play. And the perfect toss, and that'll do it. But the home run by Polanco makes it 4-2, Yankees. NBA on Prime. Tomorrow, the Las Vegas Aces take on the Washington Mystics starting at 7:30 p.m. Only on Prime. Safe.
Michael, was that an intentional slide or did she trip? I couldn't tell.
I'm calling intentional slide.
Intentional? Yeah, it was kind of in the middle. It's like caught a knee a little bit.
Hit shortly, backhanded by Crawford. The long throw in the dirt to Raley. One away. He's hit the ball twice.
He certainly
very
has.
hard.
And Crawford's solid over there at shortstop. So he didn't rush anything. Took this ball backhanded off his knee. And then intentionally, just give your first baseman a long hop, which is easy to catch.
With Peraza. I wonder if Peraza gets steady playing time, if his hitting would improve.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're giving him that opportunity. And, you know, sometimes you can relax as a player and know that you're going to get a lot of, prolonged starts. That ball hit hard. But again, J.P. Crawford eats it up.
Two down and back to the top of the order, and Jason Dominguez, 2 for 2, a single and a double. Also has a run scored. Yankees lead 4-2. Bottom of the fourth inning, middle game of this 3-game set. They won the first game. They've won 2 in a row. They have not won 3. Things really took a little bit of a Canzone back. On the track, he makes the play as the Yankees go down in order. We're going to go to the 5th. Yankees up by 2. Yankee Stadium this Saturday, July 12th, when the Yankees take on the Cubs. First 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a stadium-exclusive Yankees Eric Emanuel t-shirt. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. 4 innings into his Major League debut, and Cam Schlittler leads 4-2. He has 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and he's allowed 2 home runs. Williamson fouls it away, and we start the 5th. Williamson, Young, and Crawford, 8, 9, and 1 for Seattle. Oh and 2. We got a shot a couple times of Cam's family in the stands, and after that first inning and the 2 strikeouts, you see the mom with tears in her eyes and dad kind of fighting it as well. Because when you have a kid that makes the major leagues, as you know, Paul, everybody's a part of it, driving you to games, taking you back and forth, your mom, your dad, everybody's involved.
Yeah, your first road trip's not to the minor leagues. I mean, it's from Little League to Pony League to high school, and it just continues.
Fly ball. Dominguez puts it away.
You look at pitch count here, Michael. 59 pitches here in the top of the 5th inning.
He'll take that.
Yep. I think he had 59 pitches in his last outing, which was in the minor leagues. He got beat up a little bit, but before then, he's been stretched out into the high 90s, so he's ready to go as long as he can tonight.
I was talking to George Lombard Jr. today, and he's at Somerset, and he said, we're playing tonight, but all of us are going to be paying attention, he said, because it just seemed like yesterday that he was pitching for Somerset. So many people are watching what's happening with Cam, and they're envisioning he played with us, and if he could do it, we could be there someday too.
Yeah, and it's really cool when you're AA, you're AAA. The teams are fairly close. Where you're getting broadcasts, you're hearing the rumors, and I remember with the Reds, in AAA, I was in Denver, Colorado, in a different time zone, and it was like a different world. You didn't know what was going on at the major league level, really.
We talk about, they became, part of the vernacular, but the core 4. But the guy who cleared the space for the core 4, they even admit it, was this guy.
Right.
They watched Bernie. Bernie went through the growing pains and the hazing and stuff like that, and finally he broke through, and that allowed Jeter and Posada and Pettit and Mariano to make their way to the big leagues. He was the leader of that. As Young goes down on strikes.
It's funny you say that, because, Michael, Bernie's still going through the hazing. I mean, you see him on Old Timers Day and stuff. I mean, you still mess with Bernie because he just takes it so well.
Strikeout number 6.
Again, that's a fastball, but it looks like he's a little off center on it, where it kind of cuts in just a little bit. But he's hit 100 on it, so a little bit better than we heard was coming. I mean, we heard 96 to 97, but all of a sudden, boom, 100.
Oh and 2 on Crawford. Crawford has walked and hit a home run. Jonathan Loaisiga about to start to throw. Foul ball. The young righty rocks and deals. Driven out into left center field. On the run is Bellinger and Dominguez. And Dominguez makes the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Schlittler. We're halfway through. Yankees up by 2. Yes, in the series finale with the Mariners, coverage begins at 6 with Audi batting practice in the pregame, with first pitch scheduled for 7:05 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. So far, so good for Cam Schlittler. Now it's Judge, Bellinger, and Stanton against Logan Evans, who has somewhat settled down after a rocky first inning. Swing and a miss. Judge has walked twice, once intentionally.
Aaron Judge took a break there. He got a hanging breaking ball, a little cutter. It just stood right, and he swung right through it. He's probably, how did I miss that one?
Judge is sitting at 349 home runs. When he hits the 350th, he'll be the fastest to 350 in the history of baseball. Right now, Mark McGwire has the record, and Judge has about 120 games to play with, so I think he'll get there.
You liked his chances then.
Yeah. $195 games. Yeah, I think he'll get there. You wonder what Judge will finish with, but he started late. Anybody that goes to college and then they spend some time in the minors, they're going to start later. They're not going to be like Cole Young, who's 21 years old. You make your choice. He went to Fresno State. Obviously, he doesn't regret that, but you become a free agent later and you come to the big leagues later. That one is drilled to left field. And a nice play by Arozarena, taking an extra base hit away from Judge.
Just enough off the end of the bat, I think, where they kept it in the ballpark. And Randy Arozarena, really not known to be a great defensive left fielder, but got to this ball quick.
So here's Bellinger, 1 for 2. RBI single in the first inning, which extended his hitting streak to 14 straight. So during the hitting streak, he's 23 for 58. And his average up to 280. When you look at his numbers, 280, 13 homers and 48 ribbies, and he just had about as bad a start as you could have. So he's been climbing out of it for a long time, but the numbers now are very, very good. And he's shown the kind of athlete he is. His ability to play 4 positions. Paul Goldschmidt said that he's a Gold Glover at every one of those 4 positions. He said that's how good he is. And if good things happen for the Yankees this year, you're going to look at that play that he made at Citi Field on Sunday, and you're going to say, that was big.
Yep, I remember that play and your call, and you're just thinking there's so many, there's big hits during the year, big plays, big games. Definitely by the end of the year, you'll look back and think, wow, remember that play that Bellinger made at Citi Field?
I wonder about, that play was challenged by Carlos Mendoza, which I understand. It was a shoestring catch. But let's say that was ruled that it was trapped. The throw still got Soto at first base. What would they have done?
Don't ask me. Now you're above my head. I was just too impressed at the catch and throw.
Line drive, it's a base hit. Another multi-hit game for Cody Bellinger.
He's just controlling the count more than anything. You saw the first pitch, a big cut. And then as the count gets in the pitcher's favor, shorten it up a little bit. This is a hanging breaking ball that he just stays on top and just lines it up the middle.
So the 14-game hitting streak tied for the second longest of his career. He had 15 in May. Cal Raleigh wants to talk things over with Evans. So you know what I'm saying, though, because after making that catch, or if it was ruled a trap, he did fire to double up Lindor. And you'll see that Soto almost ran into Lindor. So the catch was made by Goldschmidt. It got Soto. So if they say, okay, it's a trap, is Soto out at first?
Well, you see here, Goldschmidt does a good job of not showing Lindor that the ball's on its way. But obviously he got Lindor.
And he got Soto.
Yeah.
That's something that they really have to unpack if they overturn that. Where would you put Lindor?
We might still be at Citi Field.
We might. Carlos Vargas heating up.
Like, what, he forget his hat? Have you ever seen anybody in the bullpen without a hat on?
You feel the breeze.
Yeah.
2-0 on Stanton.
You see Stanton kind of walk out thinking that pitch is up in the strike zone. It was a hanging breaking ball. I don't know that it ever reached the top.
A breaking ball just clipped the outside corner. And down goes Stanton. Two away. Check out the exit velocity on the Chisholm home run. Spectrum exit velocity, 110.9, went 418 feet. Now the exit velo on that home run, that was his hardest hit ball since September 1st of 2023, which was 111.1, and it was just a single. I don't think you did the game with me when Boone said, he was asked, what does Jazz swing remind you of? Who does it remind you of? And he said, he's not that player, so don't get me wrong. He said, but I see a little bit of Ken Griffey Jr. in it.
His one-handed release at times, I could see where Boone's coming from. Aaron Boone, a good guy to ask that question because he emulates so many players' swings, right?
And walks. Mannerisms. One of the guys he does very well going after the mound and take out a pitch was Joe Torre, who was here today.
I saw him down there in Robbie Kukuza's office. Absolutely.
And he's going to be on Aaron Boone's staff for the American League All-Star Game. So he gets to go back to Atlanta where he had so many great moments with the Braves. Drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A bullet home run by Chisholm. A 2-run shot. And the Yankees lead 6-2.
Boy, you just cannot say enough of what he has meant to this team since he came off the IL. I mean, he got off to a decent start power-wise, but average-wise, no. Since he's been back, it's been both. Can't tell you how comfortable he's going to look the second half by playing second base every single day.
7th career multi-home run game for them with the Yanks.
Well, Michael, tell by the grip, it's a spinner. It doesn't have a lot of break. We've seen a lot of that this series, and the Yankees as a team swinging the bat well. You cannot hang breaking balls. They're going to put them in the seats.
A bit of a helicopter bat play.
Yeah, I'm always waiting, to see the after effects of a home run. First, you're going to steer it fair. Then you give the bat a little attitude. There you go. I mean, when you think about it, growing up, Michael, who had like a home run trot other than like Reggie Jackson?
Yep.
Everybody else, just kind of ran the bases. Everybody has their thing now.
If you watch the view that you like so much, Judge is waiting for it to clear the wall, and then it's like he hits a 3-point shot, and Jazz is looking at him, and then that's when he helicopters a bat. There's a base hit for Goldschmidt. There it is.
Well, it takes a little bit longer for the fans. If that was Aaron Judge, they'd be on their feet now. But you know what? Jazz hit. But yeah, it's got a good chance.
Good. So the captain approves. Dan Wilson is going to take the ball from Logan Evans. Been victimized by Chisholm twice. The Yankees have a big number on the board. We found a pretty good trot, Paul.
2-1 Sierra, deep right field. Way back. Good time. Ruben gets the hanger.
Got to pick your shirt. There you go.
See, Jazz is mild.
Jazz hadn't hit that one in the playoffs, so.
know you guys played in World Series after that. Nothing sounded like 95.
No.
So Vargas takes over. Last time he pitched was Sunday. Runner on first. Runner goes. The throw to second. And they get him.
It looked like he had a chance. We might have to take a look at this one.
Well, Goldschmidt has sneaky speed, a pretty good base stealer, but Raleigh is one of the best, if not the best. Ooh. We get him on that back foot. Doesn't look like the Yankees are going to challenge. Wow. He might have been safe, but no challenge. No challenge to Jazz. Now when he goes yard, right down the line, a little dance, a little Euro step. Everybody feels good, and the Yankees have now scored 5 more runs in 8 straight games. Has done its part for young Cam Schlittler, making his major league debut. He leads 6-2 as we go to the 6th. Julio Rodriguez will lead off.
Don't know if Jazz doesn't hit that 2-run homer, if they don't just go to Loaizaga and happy that Schlittler went as far as he did. But, you know, with that 2 runs add-on right there, the leash just got a little bit longer.
And it might just get a little shorter now as J-Rod puts that into the corner, bounces into the seats. It's a double for Rodriguez. Pretty close.
Yeah, right down the line. You're hoping it goes foul, but not clearly inside the line. That raindrops I saw coming down out there.
Yep. Matt Blake comes out. He does not make the pitching change, so he just wants to settle down Schlittler. of 20 first pitch strikes, just 2-3 ball counts. He has 6 strikeouts so far. And he's handled Cal Raleigh with a strikeout and popped to short. Now, you're not only managing this game, you're managing tomorrow's game as well, where Marcus Stroman's getting the start. And Stroman has been giving them in his 2 starts 5 innings. So you're going to have to get 12 outs out of the bullpen in all likelihood tomorrow. So what you use today might be something that you can't use tomorrow. Had the pickoff play on. J-Rod dives back. Oh, strike. Still at 97, so he's held the velocity. Gets the slider by him 0-2. Rodriguez leads off second. Nobody out. Yankees up 6-2 in the sixth. 1-2. Doesn't seem overwhelmed on the mound, Paul.
No, not at all. And that's been one thing that's been consistent all night. Even after the home runs, it didn't look like he got flustered. Went right back at the next out.
Yankees up by 4. Got him. Dialed it up to 98. 7 strikeout. And that will do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, he should get a hand. I mean, to take that emotion as a young player, to come in and throw the ball the way he did. You only get to do this once, Michael.
That's a fine debut by Cam Schlittler, going 5 1/3, 4 hits. The runner at second, his responsibility. 7 strikeouts through 75 pitches, showed dominant stuff. That's a nice first outing.
He topped out at 100. You saw the curveball, you saw the slider. When he gets control of them all, he's going to be something. And I think Wells did a great job.
Rosarena on the first pitch from Loizaga hits it deep to right and into the seats. A 2-run home run for Rosarena, and the Yankee lead is down to 2.
Well, this is the one thing you kind of scratch your head about. Jonathan Loaizaga, you're so used to seeing, the 100-mile-an-hour sinker, strikeouts and ground balls, and he's given up some home runs. And you see, it's kind of a horizontal break now. It's not really sinking.
Yeah, it's been an issue. He is not the same dominant pitcher he was before the injury. The stuff is there, the velocity's there, but the quality of stuff is not the same, Paul.
Yeah, and right back in the game, the Mariners. I mean, all of a sudden you think you can take a deep breath, you get a big 2-run homer by Jazz, and boom, they come right back. Rosarena, he has been on a tear. We're coming into this series. We said he had homered 6 times in 7 games. Well, there's another one.
And the 0-2. Goldschmidt for out number 2. Well, the home run by Rosarena is his 5th home run allowed. And that's the second most he's given up in a season. Gave up 6 in 2019. And Rosarena has hurt the Yankees 17 home runs since 2020. I saw Devers at the top of that list. Did you hear the story about Devers?
No, I was wondering how he did since he's been in the Giants.
Well, he hasn't been doing that great, but they want him to start working out at first base, which he said was fine. So they had Will Clark there to work with him for 3 days. Never showed up any of the 3 days.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's a little defiant, don't you think?
So I mean, doing that to Will the Thrill.
I mean, I'd go work at first. Will Clark's hilarious. I mean, I'd go work out with him.
Even now.
Yes. Wow. Well, you wondered, what happened in Boston. And when you hear stories like that, you don't have to think too much, huh?
Yep. Swing and a miss. Rarely down on strikes. But the Mariners get 2 runs on the Rosarena home run. Schlittler did his job. Yankees up. Phillies, 12 strikeouts in 6 innings against the Dodgers. He outdueled Clayton Kershaw, and he's 4-1 with a 2.81 ERA this season. Hard-throwing youngster. All-Star Game is going to use the ABS challenge system. 2 challenges for each league. And Patrick Bailey, did you see this? A walk-off inside the park, 3-run home run last night. A walk-off 3-run home run inside the park. I think the last catcher to do a walk-off inside was in the 1920s. You know that high wall?
I was going to say, it had to
hit that brick wall.
Had to be in Frisco, right?
Right, and then it just hugged the outfield. It got past Marsh. It was amazing.
I tell you, that's a horrible feeling as an outfielder, too, when you're chasing that ball and you know the guy's running the bases.
Just foul. So the last guy to do it was Benny Tate in 1926. And he hit it off sad Sam Jones, and Sam was really sad.
He might have got his nickname that day.
And then the only other time it happened for a catcher, Pat Moran did it in 1907, the Cubs against the Giants, and it was off Iron Joe McGinty. That is a base hit. It's going to bounce into the seats, and it's a double for Wells.
You know, did anybody in those 100 years ago, did anybody have a name just like Michael or Joe or something?
You know, they had great nicknames. They really did.
Well, nobody out. The Yankees trying to tack on, get that lead back up again. Anthony Volpe stepping up now on second. You know your position here as a hitter. Try to hit the ball hard to the right side, especially early in the count.
Volpe has hit the ball hard twice tonight. Once he singled off the wall on right, got thrown out at second trying to stretch, and then a hard ground ball to the backhand side of Crawford at short. Runner at second, nobody out. That's not going to get the runner over. Canzone will make the catch. 1 out. And here's Oswald Peraza. How's this? So they DFA'd DJ LeMahieu, which we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. They called up Yorbeat Vivas. He's already played today.
He what?
He played today.
He had a day game today?
He had a day game.
Wow.
So he could play 2 games if he gets in the game tonight. 0-2.
You know, that happened in the major leagues right at the trade deadline. Joe Youngblood, who was with the he got traded. He had a pinch hit in the early game and then got traded, had a pinch hit with his new team that night.
He had a single off Fergie Jenkins for the Mets at Wrigley Field, traded to the Expos, flies to Philly, shows up and enters the game in the 6th inning and gets a single off of Steve Carlton. 2 Hall of Famers, a hit on 2 Hall of Famers.
That even made the story better, didn't it?
Lone left-hander in the bullpen, Gabe Spire is warming. And that one is lined into center field, and it's dropped there by Rodriguez. Peraza running hard, will go to second. Wells had a hold up, he just advances to third.
Well, Rodriguez, known as a great center fielder, but just kind of got caught inside. You know, when you reach inside your eyesight, you kind of lose sight of the ball, and it looks like that's what happened there. Wells did a good job thinking, oh, this is going to be caught, and then it wasn't caught, but no way to score. But a good read by Peraza, able to get to second base easily.
Infield comes in for Dominguez. 2 for 3. And that has scored an E8.
The ball hit hard, but there's it just kind of handcuffed him, and it came back a little bit, but Peraza saw him miss it.
So 2 nights, 2 errors. For a really good defender. Base hit. Dominguez's third hit. Scoring as well. Peraza moves to third. RBI single for Jason Dominguez, and it's 7-4 Yanks.
Boy, you can't say enough about how much better Dominguez looks at the plate. A big single right here. The ball got to right fielder Can's zone so quick. Hanging breaking ball, and again, just lined to right field. The Yankees offense right back at it.
So they back up for the double play for Judge. Wilson holds his breath. Judges walked twice and drove Arozarena back to the warning track in left field in the 5th. So Yankees get one of the runs back. First and third, 1 man out. Judge has 75 ribbies on the season. Look out, as Ken Singleton would say. Wow, a bullet into the seats above the screen.
You know what? I saw him down in the Bahamas one year.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know it. He was from the Bahamas.
One-two. Off the glove of Raleigh. Peraza thought about it, but not far enough.
Very fortunate here. He knocked it down and didn't get away from him too far. Aaron Judge, hey, putting his hand up. You're all right. You stay right there.
I want that ribby. Grounded, fair, inside third and down the left field line. That'll go into the corner. 1 run scores. Dominguez motoring around third. Here he comes. The throw is not made. It's a 2-run double for Judge. And the Yankees lead 9-4.
Wow, good at bat by Aaron Judge. He hits one just inside the line. And man, Michael, I was mesmerized because that boy was flying around the bases. And you know it's a sure double. Chances are you're second and third. No. Dominguez scored from first on his own here just because he was in an all-out sprint. Really start to turn on.
I would love to see a match race between Dominguez and Chisholm.
Yeah,
maybe even a little Bellinger.
You know what, Ches might have the first 5 or 6 steps, but I think Dominguez by the end of the race will start catching up.
So Woodworth, the pitching coach, comes out and talks with Vargas. So the Yankees got back the 2 runs and added 1, and Judge now has 77 runs batted in on the season. Up and away. Bellinger is 2 for 3 with a ribby and 2 runs scored. Average up to 282. He does have 2 swings. He's got that swing, and then he's gonna cut down.
Yeah, as the count starts to move along, then he's going to shorten his swing a little bit. But that first one, that's for him.
Left field, Rosarena puts it away. And here's Stanton. A couple of strikeouts, but an RBI single to right field in the first inning. Judge at second with 2 outs. So the Yankees give their bullpen a little breathing room with these 3 runs. Oh, 0-2. Grounded to third. Williamson will get Stanton, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get 3 runs. The big 2-run double by Judge. We go to the 7th. There's Dominic Canzone. Count 0-1. So our good friend Katie Sharp broke something out that just jumps out at you, Paul. So Loaisiga, 22, 23, and 24, faced 292 batters and gave up 5 home runs. This series faced 94 batters and given up 5 home runs.
Yeah, if you just look at the movement of his sinker, it's not sinking down, and that's what a two-seamer's supposed to do. You hit the top of the baseball, get ground balls. His is kind of sliding horizontal, which still allows the hitter to elevate it.
Swing and a miss. Got him.
You see the movement here. I mean, this ball starts middle of the plate, ends up a foot outside, but that's how much his ball can run, and with good velocity.
One and 0 on Williamson. Williamson 0 for 2 against Schlittler. Three and 0. Three and 1. Grounded inside third and down the left field line. Cutting over is Dominguez. Williamson going for 2. The throw, not in time. It's a 1-out double for Ben Williamson.
Well, Peraza way off the line. As soon as this ball was hit, it's going to make it to left field. They had him really going the other way. He was able to pull this ball down the line.
And Matt Blake will come out and have a talk with Loizaga. Paul, you know what happened on this day in 2011? Do you have any idea?
2011. We're in July.
Right.
All right, I'm throwing blanks. I'm not even going to stall.
Derek Jeter.
Oh, 3,000 hit,
Yeah.
right?
He went 5 for 5 and got the home run against David Price. And here it is.
Yeah, and it was a home run, his 3,000 hit. And that only happened twice in history, I think. 3,000. 3 times? I know Wade Boggs did it once. Who else?
One other.
Who is
it?
That's
you got to get it.
Oh. Now you really put me on. Where's my Prevagen when I need it?
You know what? There's Derek's resume, which is impressive, as you know. But, okay, I'll give you a clue. Yankee. Don't give him a hint, James. Do not. He should know this.
Audrey.
Probably in the booth for it.
Audrey, help me. Help me. I'm drawing blanks here. How about Mickey Mantle?
Nope. He didn't have 3,000 hits.
That's what I was going to say. There's not a lot of them.
All right, I'll give you the total number of home runs he hit in his career.
Okay.
696.
In his career?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's not Babe.
No.
This is getting embarrassed. Can we go to break or something?
No, I'm going to get this out of you. He played for both of these teams on the field.
Oh, my. Griffey? I'm going to put he and his dad together.
Popped up. Lou Geaver up in the Yankee bullpen. I'm going to tell you, all right?
Yep.
A-Rod.
You know, I knew that the whole time. You know, I did. I knew it the whole time. I was egging you on.
Yeah. Wells gives it a look, but over the high screen. Yeah, Boggs did it when he was with Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Jeter and A-Rod did it with the Yanks.
I remember Jeet's 3,000 being a home run off Price. I didn't realize he went 5 for 5 that day.
And won the game. Yeah. Right field going back is Judge, turning, looking, and another home run against Loizaga. That's Cole Young's first big league home run. And Seattle not going away.
Well, every time I think if you're Aaron Boone, you want to get Loizaga out there so he can find, what he needs to do to really help this bullpen. And these are the things that just keep happening.
So 6 home runs this year for Loizaga. Must be a thrill for that young man. First big league home run.
Well, this is actually a breaking ball. So you get a spinner, and it starts to go down, but did not get down and in off the plate. Well, the ball's been carrying this series.
That'll do it for Loizaga. He's got some work to do. They'll go to Luke Weaver. Yankees leading by 3.
I think at this point I've got 2 options. I can sulk and, feel bad for myself, or I can, foundationally grind and find a way to just be flat out better for myself, for my teammates, and for this team in general, for the fans. And this is, I don't want to be too hard on myself, but at the end of the day, what else is there? I have to be able to process it, and competitively it's just devastating.
So stand up, unbelievable. That was his reaction after his last bad outing. So he comes in and deals to Crawford. Now, I've been doing this a long time in this market. Very few guys who stand up like that, Paul. Unbelievable, taking it all and answering every question and not backing down and taking the blame on himself.
And it eliminates the questions from the media.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't hear questions back because you just gave the answers.
One-two. Hit the other way. Long run for Peraza. Can't get there. This has been the thing that's hit him this year. He's given up the long ball. Now on to Springer, a long blast. And Jeff McNeil at Citi Field. Swing and a miss. That's his money pitch. 2 down.
That money pitch comes into play when you're ahead in the count, and that's what happened here. He got ahead in the count, and if you look at some of those home runs, he's fallen behind and got into hitters counts where, you know, guys can zero in on one pitch, one area. But, you know, I like Weaver. I like the way he talks. I like the way he has confidence, and you cannot take away how important he was for the Yankees as a closer last year.
J-Rod with a high fly ball, a shallow right. Judge is there, and Weaver does the job. Mariners get 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left on base at the end of 6.5 innings of play. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead this one 9-6, but we're going to stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Sergeant John Charles Irwin from East Islip, New York, who served in Vietnam and received the Bronze Star. The Yankees say, thank you, John, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
All right, fans, it's stretch time, so please.
Inspire. 9-12-0 for the Yanks, 6-7-1 for Seattle. Logan Evans went 4 2/3. Cam Schlittler in his first big league start, 5 1/3 impressive innings. Mariners have hit the long ball, 4 home runs by the Mariners, and Jazz Chisholm has 2 himself. 17 on the year with 4 ribbies. And here's Jazz. Trent Thornton, new pitcher for Seattle. Chop foul. High ERA, but just 1 earned run in the last 8 games for Trent. One and one. So you have 2 home runs. You think of 3?
You know what you are. You're just having one of those nights where you're getting the pitches you're looking for, and all of a sudden everything just feels loose, and it enters your mind, no doubt about it.
And down goes Chisholm. 1 away. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees lead 9-6. Goldschmidt drives one down the right field line, but it slices foul into the seats. Goldschmidt 1 for 3. And kind of a steady drizzle the last 40 minutes. Crowd of 35,651. Drilled down the left field line, but it hooks foul. Thornton, 31 years old, 7th big league season. Popped up. Raleigh puts it away in foul territory. So Thornton had to be helped off the field a couple of weeks ago at Wrigley Field due to heat exhaustion. Needed treatment from medical personnel but recovered okay. And there have been a few incidents like this around the majors this year. And the big fear is for the upcoming World Cup, because temperatures this summer have been really tough. What's it going to be like for the World Cup? And they're asking that some of the games maybe be moved to nighttime.
Wow. Yeah, soccer's not a game where you get any rest. I mean, you're pretty much moving all the time. So the World Cup, they're playing in different cities, so kind of in different spots, right?
Ripped right field. It's a base hit in front of Canzone. Second hit for Wells.
Well, this started about a week ago where Wells was just starting to have better swings every at bat, and then he went 3 consecutive games with a home run, and then a couple of really good swings tonight. Another hanging breaking ball, and he waits on it and just lines it to right field. So when he's behind the baseball, he can really drive it.
Anthony Volpe takes a strike from Thornton. Chopped to short. Crawford won't get Volpe, and that'll do it. 7 in the books here in the Bronx. Yankees lead this one by 3. T-Mobile coverage cam, and of course we had it on Cam Slittler, making his Major League debut, wearing number 31, and did a good job, laying up 7 strikeouts, had a fastball that touched 100 a couple of times, threw the fastest pitches of any pitcher for the Yankees this year. Mom and Dad were very emotional, and why wouldn't they be? So 5 1/3 innings, and he's turned over the bullpen, and now he is a very interested observer.
Yeah, nobody wants this Yankee win more than he does. Obviously, first start in the Bronx. Be a nice memory, huh?
Oh, yeah. All right, so Weaver got the final 2 outs of the 7th. Now Raleigh, Arozarena, and Polanco, 3, 4, and 5 for Seattle. Here in the 8th. You know, we've given you all the numbers on Raleigh and what he's done with the 36 home runs, which are, you know, just kind of amazing. Fly ball right field. Long run for everybody, and a nice basket catch by the captain.
A really solid play. That's not an easy play. When you're going towards a line, you've got 3 guys converging on the ball, but Aaron Judge obviously has the better shot coming in on it. Jazz Chisholm just pulls up at the end. Very nice play.
There's a Arozarena. And then we were talking about numbers. How about this? Talk about like a fortuitous signing. Yeah, Raleigh's always been a good player, but not at this level. 2 days before the opener this year, Seattle signed into a 6-year, $105 million extension. So, if he's the player he is this year, that's an unbelievable bargain, Paul.
Yeah, you just, and when you get that type of production from a catcher, I mean, few and far between do teams have that.
So Arozarena gets nipped there by Luke Weaver.
It was a fastball, and it just caught the arm guard.
Now, you didn't wear an arm guard.
No, I wore a shin guard, but yeah.
But not on the elbow. Would you have been bolder at the plate if you had that?
You know what? Probably.
Yeah.
You don't, you'd hang out over the plate a little bit more with no fear whatsoever of really getting hit in the elbow.
And if you wear it, you're not looked at as any less tough.
No.
Everybody, the biggest guys, the toughest guys,
Yeah.
and I remember when the helmet first came into being, you know, you kind of mocked if you wore one.
I think Barry Bonds, when I look back, was kind of the first guy that you remember. He had full armor on that front arm where he could just hang out over the plate.
One and two on Polanco. Runner on first, one man out. Here in the eighth, Yankees up by 3. Quick throw to first. Rosarena dives back. And Goldschmidt tried the okie dokie. Didn't fool him. Swing and a miss. Weaver gets in with the fastball, 2 away.
Well, he's mixing the fastball and the changeup well tonight. Good location here. See that life on the end. Polanco just above the baseball.
Raleigh swings and misses.
Luke Weaver has really learned how to gain a couple seconds on that pitch clock by turning his back immediately after the pitch and kind of walking away before he receives the ball from Wells.
Swing and a miss. That's a strong outing for Luke Weaver. He needed that. The Yankees needed that. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Inning here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Yankees 9, Seattle 6. Yankees looking for their 3rd win in a row. Peraza will lead off against Thornton. 1-0. Oswald 0 for 3, reached on an E8. His last time up. How about this for Rodriguez in center field? Devin Williams heating up. He had no errors in his first 88 games in center field this year. Now he's had an error in back-to-back games here in the stadium. And this is not a a mid center fielder. He's plus 11 in defensive run save, tied for 6th in the majors, and outs above average plus 9, also tied for 6th in the majors.
I mean, if you look at his offensive numbers, they don't jump out at you. So, partially why he's going to the All-Star game is because the type of center fielder he is also.
Pitch upstairs. Jim Beattie had a little bit of a tough relationship with the owner of the Yankees, George Steinbrenner, who did not like the way Beattie pitched at times and said that he spit the bit. And Beattie ended up being an executive in Seattle as well. So it didn't end well in New York, but he did pitch for the 78 championship team. Jim Beattie is the last Yankee starter. This is good for a cocktail hour that you might be going to. The last Yankee starter to pitch a complete game in the World Series. Game 5 against the Dodgers. He did not spit the bit that day.
Just want to leave on a good note there, dear.
I think you'd have to have like 88, 90 pitches, big lead, and I think managers would still get twitchy. They'd start to sweat, rivulets coming down the side of their face.
Yeah, I mean, if you got Mariano in the bullpen, chances are, unless you got a no-hitter or something, he's pitching the 9th, right?
I think he's pitching the 9th even if you have a no-hitter.
Yeah.
I think Don Larson would not have been allowed to finish.
You had an 8-inning perfect game.
Yeah.
And Yogi would have had to jump on Mariano instead of Larson.
Runner goes, throw to second. Stolen base for Dominguez, his 15th of the year as Judge down on strikes.
Boy, Dominguez is really, really starting to become a player out here. Better defensively. He had some issues once in a while, but when his speed is showing up, his bat from the left side particularly showing up.
Well, they're going to challenge this one, Paul.
Seattle is challenging the safe call at second base.
And they might overturn that.
I don't know. I know it looked like he's starting to come up, so I don't know that his foot had not hit the bag at that point. You might be right, Michael.
So we have a close-up, bird's eye view of Raleigh and Thornton with the replay right over their head. So it would be his 15th stolen base. Is there enough to overturn this? I don't know. That's bang, bang. Good tag by Young.
Yeah, that angle right there.
Looks like they got him.
Tag beat him, yeah. You know what kind of foolish he is? He starts to pop up before he hits the base.
Here we go.
After review, the call in the field is overturned. The runner is out. Seattle retains the challenge.
So caught stealing 2-4. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Really quick tag by Young and another great throw by Raleigh. We'll go to the 9th. Yankees try to hold on to a 3-run lead. Here's a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Dietz and Watson. One more game between these two teams, and it's back on Yes tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. And then the Cubs come to town to finish the first half of the season. All three games on Yes, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. So Devin Williams will try to pick up the save here. Last 26 games, 2.96 ERA. Bottom third of the order, starting with Canzone. And he swings through the changeup, 0-1. Williams looking to pick up the save, and that would give the win to the rookie Cam Schlittler in his first big league start. One and one. Canzone had the first hit against Schlittler, an infield single at third base in the second. On deck to pinch hit for Williamson is Miles Mastrobuoni. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. The air bender. One away. Had the Yankees return to Prime Wednesday, July 23rd to take on the Blue Jays. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6:30 only on Prime.
Well, it's been an interesting series after losing 4 in a row. You know, sometimes things start to even out. It might be time for the Yankees to get a little revenge on the Blue Jays.
So here's Mastrobuoni pinch hitting for Williamson. Williamson was 1 for 3, had a double in left field in the 7th inning. Came around to score. Mastrobuoni is the only left-hander on the bench for Seattle. They have 3 righties. Seems like you send a lefty up against Williams, you're kind of playing into their hands.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. You don't really gain much. As good as his changeup is, you know, it's a swing and a miss for a righty or a lefty.
Been much better since he decided to call the game himself. You see he goes to the pitch comm on his belt. Doesn't have to shake off the catcher. He knows what he wants to throw. Committed to that pitch. Fly ball. And Dominguez puts it away. One more out to go. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
I'm glad you got that in, Michael. We do have 2 outs in the 9th. You know?
People would have disseminated.
Yeah, I think so.
There's Cole Young. Had his first big league home run in the 7th off Loizaga. And he takes a strike. 2 home runs for that guy.
Still working on a swing out there.
Who does that remind you of?
This clown that used to stay at that right field.
Right behind him, yeah. 1-1. And the pitch. Seattle down to its final strike. Ball game. Strong inning for Devin Williams. Yankees win 9-6, their 3rd in a row, 2 home runs for Chisholm. And the Schlittler family is going to celebrate tonight. In his Major League debut, Cam Schlittler goes 5 1/3 and picks up the win.
He did. I mean, the Yankees offense just continues to roll. 9 more runs today, home runs. Love it. First career start, first career win for Cam Schlittler.
There's Cam's first coach's dad, and Cam's reaction. Taking it all in, not going too wild. He's hoping it's the first of many, and so are the Yankees. 24 years old, pitched at AA this year, AAA, and now the biggest A of all, the big leagues. And he handled himself well with 7 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. What a relief for him. And Dad's just soaking it in as well. Really awesome. It's time now